Howdy, and welcome to Someone Should Know. I'm your host, Lydia Shaw.
Someone should know. Someone should know.
Welcome back to episode 3 of Someone Should Know. Howdy, I'm glad to have you here. This is the first episode that I've filmed since I've launched the podcast, and I just have to say, my heart is so full. My cup is overflowing with gratitude and love. I am kind of in awe, honestly, of how well received this podcast was by my community and my camp. So to everybody that's tuned in so far, thank you. We're just getting started, so I'm excited to see where we go.
You're not alone. You should know. Someone should know. You are loved. You are loved. You're not alone. You should know. I want you to know. Someone should
Today we are talking pressure. Pressure. Inevitable with life. We're all going to experience pressure and pain and the struggle that is life. We're all gonna feel it at some point in one way or another. At multiple times in our life, we're gonna encounter pressure and pain and stress and, all the things. And if you are here and listening to this podcast right now, I know that you've already been through some shit, huh? Yeah. You've been through some shit. Oh, babe, I'm sorry. But somehow you're still standing. Me too. Me too. And we're going to talk about how that's possible to continue standing and walking and running through the shit, how to Shawshank Redemption that and just crawl through the shit until you get to freedom. How do you do that? So today we're talking about how pressure, discomfort, resistance, how these are all necessary for growth, for clarity, for grit, and for resilience. Just like every other muscle or skill, grit is learned. Resilience is learned. You have to grow in that skill to get better at it. No one wants to go through hard shit. Literally nobody. It is a fact of life that you're going to go through shit. Everybody does. Whether that's a death of somebody that you love, health issues, mental or physical, whatever, you're going to go through shit in life. And that's part of the journey and that's part of the experience. It's part of the beauty, to be honest with you, because that's how you really appreciate all of the amazing things is that there's a flip side of that. I value the time with my family so much because I know that one day it's not going to be there anymore. My family might not be around for my whole life, and I am acutely aware of that. So yeah, going through shit sucks. It sucks, man. But it is how you show up in times of adversity that matters. It is how you show up in times of stress and turmoil and pressure and pain. It is how you show up in those moments that truly define who you are, what your character is. It's easy to be, awesome when life is great. It's easy to be the happy-go-lucky, everything's great, blah, 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 when life is awesome. It's during times of pressure and pain and stress and turmoil that people get ugly and people's true colors start to show. And let me tell you, that used to be me. That used to be me. When I was a teenager, like most teenagers, I fear, I did not have the capacity to handle pressure and struggle really of any kind, but definitely to the caliber that I was dealing with it, man, I did not have the emotional, mental capacity. Really, I didn't. And like I've spoken about in previous episodes, during that time of, living in misery, I really did have this woe is me mentality where it was, literally fuck everybody else. You guys have no idea what I'm going through. I am the only one who knows what I'm going through. Like, truly just this arrogant, egotistical, idiotic, really delusion of my reality to assume that nobody else knew what that pain was or what pain was in general. And because of that victim narrative, it led to many, many crash outs. Oh, crash outs. We see them coming a mile away, don't we? Yes. Similar to Hurricane Huda on season 7 of Love Island. If you're a Love Island fan, you know. That was me when I was a teenager. Just, Hurricane Lydia, if you will. There's not really a cool storm that starts with L. Lagoon. No. We'll think of something. Hurricane Lydia for now. Just awful. Crashing out. Treating people terrible. Because again, you don't understand the pressure that I'm under. You don't understand. And I'm here to give you some tough love right now. You are not that special. You are not that special. I'm sorry to say. However, hear me out. Hear me out before you're like, fuck you, Lydia. End the video. Hear me out. You are not that special. Your pain is really not that unique. However, that means you're not alone in it. You are not alone in whatever that pain is. Sure, maybe the people in your circle have never experienced that pain before, but I can assure you, you are not the only one on planet Earth who has experienced that level of pain before. I promise you. And in fact, I'm going to double down on this and say that people have had it a hell of a lot worse. A hell of a lot worse. So no, you are not special. Your pain is not special. The pressure you are experiencing is not special. But that's a good thing because that means that you can take resources and tools from other people who have also experienced something similar and apply it to your own life. Enough with this woe is me mentality, this I am the victim. You really might have been the victim. That might have happened, whatever victim thing you truly might be the victim in some scenario. However, that does not give you an excuse for why you cannot overcome and build grit and build resilience and build an unshakable sense of self. Whatever you went through, whatever you were victimized by, it does not define you moving forward, and you can still build in these tools. And if you are struggling with crash out, with buckling under pressure, with changing your character when you're under stress and becoming a raging bitch to everybody, if that sounds familiar, if that sounds like you, sounds to me like you need to learn how to build some grit and how to build some resilience. Because as they say, life is tough. Get a helmet. Now, I'm not a teenager anymore, and the stressors of my teenage life are long behind me, such as school bullies, not fitting in with certain cliques, things like that. That's all a thing of the past. However, it doesn't go away because you're out of high school, pressures and stress. In fact, if anything, they get harder and worse as you get an adult because now you're in some real serious shit. Adulthood is some serious shit. And you have different types of stressors and pressures, such as relationships, spouses, kids. You have bosses, people that you report to. If you are advancing your education and getting your bachelor's or your master's or your PhD or anything else, First of all, congratulations to you. That's a huge feat. And also, it's fucking stressful. It is stressful. So, yeah, teenage Lydia, I found my way out of like the teenage bullshit. And I was like, woohoo, we're done. No. That you will always experience pressure. You will always experience stress at some point or another. You might have a couple good years where, things are chill, but then something's going to come up again. Loss of a loved one, health issues come up, you lose your job, whatever. Shit happens. Life happens. And we have to learn how to cope in those times and not just like manic out and freak the fuck out because something bad happened to you. Yeah, something bad has happened to all of us. Something bad has happened to all of us. Again, pain is inevitable. Pressure is inevitable. But it is so important that you approach these situations of distress or discomfort with grace and with strength. Not with this manic, I don't know what the fuck to do energy. And I know I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, Lydia, that sounds really easy. No, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying that it takes practice. And that you're never going to outrun the bad shit. You're never going to outrun it. Never, ever, 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 ever are you going to outrun it. You can book a plane, take a trip for 2 weeks. It's going to be sitting here when you get back. Adversity builds resilience. Just like how weight training builds muscle and studying builds intelligence. Adversity builds resilience. Adversity builds grit. Pain makes us stronger. Pain makes us more tolerant. Pain equips you to deal with other pain later in life. Pressure and pain are a part of life. And here is some tough love for you right now. I hate to be the one to tell you, but the world is not going to cuddle you because you're going through something. Whatever something is, you're going through anxiety, you're going through depression, you're going through a divorce, you're going through the death of a parent. All of these are terrible, horrible things to have to be going through. The world keeps spinning anyways. It does. And you have to figure out how to keep spinning with it. Who you are under pressure is a huge piece of who you are. It's a huge chunk of the equation. Because again, it's easy to be cool when life is cool. It's easy to be chill when everything is going your way. But how you handle life when things are up in smoke is a true test of your character. And again, I'm not saying that you're going to get it right all the time. I sure as shit don't get it right all the time. I can tell you right now. I don't get it right all the time. But we reflect. We grow. How could I have done that different? What should I have done better there? I had an experience a couple years ago where I was put into a situation with a group of people, and one person in particular was just, we were oil and water. We did not coincide. We did not get along. It was just a mess from the start. And I really struggled with this because I had been on my healing journey for so long. I had gone to therapy for so long. Like I knew how to handle people like that. And yet in this scenario, in this moment, I didn't. This person had me flustered. They had me stressed. They had me crying almost every day because of, just the turmoil that I was in. And what did I do during that time? I went back to therapy. During that time because it was clear to me I obviously don't have the tools that I need to deal with this situation. I obviously don't. So I'm going to go talk to somebody. I'm going to go seek out help from somebody who knows more than I do and can help me navigate this, because obviously whatever I'm doing is not working. It's just adding, fuel to the fire. So I ask you, in times of conflict, in times of pressure, turmoil, pain, heartache, whatever, during the hard times, who do you want to be? How do you want to show up for yourself and for the people that you love? How do you want to be remembered? Do you want to be remembered as the person who was a fucking bitch every time she was stressed out? The world stopped because Stephanie had a bad day. And don't you guys know people like that? I definitely know people like that. Where it's like, if they are having a bad day, it's everybody else's bad day. Misery loves company, baby. It's everybody else's bad day. And it's clear to me when that happens that those people don't have the tools. They do not have the tools to navigate stress, heartache, turmoil, whatever. All the things. And again, I know this sounds easier said than done, and you will make mistakes. I'm making mistakes. I will make mistakes until my last day. This is a journey. There is no destination that we're on. The only quote unquote destination is a better version of ourselves today than I was yesterday. And tomorrow, I hope to be a better version of myself than I am today. And that's it, every day. And we're going to mess it up and we're going to make mistakes. But it's important that, again, we mentioned this earlier in the video, that you reflect, you learn, you grow, you think back, how did I fuck that up? What could I have done differently? In times of conflict, was I not patient enough? Was I kind of a bitch? Did I have a tone? What could I have done to de-escalate that situation more? What tools am I missing to communicate more effectively during times of conflict? Or in times of stress, am I setting myself up for success in times where I know I am experiencing increased stress? Am I taking the time to really make sure I'm taken care of in those times? Am I taking a bubble bath? Am I spending one-on-one time with my husband? Spending one-on-one time with myself? Am I meditating? Am I spending time working out? Am I putting my fucking phone down and getting off social media? In times of anxiety and depression, what am I doing to help mitigate those symptoms? Am I going to talk to a therapist? Why not? Am I talking to my friends about it? Why not? Am I letting my anxiety run rampant in my head, going unchecked? Am I allowing myself to sit in my sorrow and not do anything to improve my mental? This is the reflection that I'm talking about, right? Every day, all of these different scenarios that approach us, whatever they are, there's a million different ones of them. Pick yours. Whatever scenario you're thinking in your head of, I didn't handle that very well. That's the one then. That's the one that I want you to be reflecting on. And that's how you build that resilience. That's how you build that grit. You go through the experience, you reflect on what you did wrong, and you try to correct it the next time. And then you do it again and again and again. And one day you wake up and you realize that you're no longer pretending to be strong, that you are. One day you wake up and you realize that all of that pressure made a diamond because you refused to crack when times got hard. So I don't know who needs to hear this today, but your resilience demands that you try again. Your grit demands that you put your pride aside and try again. It's okay. It's okay. Take the licking on the chin. By licking, I mean a punch on the chin for those who ain't Texan. Take a licking and keep on ticking, right? You keep on moving. Keep it moving. It's okay. It's okay. And then eventually something happens that you would normally freak out about, and you're okay. Number one, because you have the tools to handle it now. And number two, because you have all of this data, all of this history that shows you survived every one of your worst days. And you're going to survive this one too. You're going to survive this one too. So if you are under pressure, keep on cooking. One day, you're going to make one hell of a diamond. All right, you guys, that's it for episode 3. Thank you for tuning in. I think you guys are going to make a bunch of beautiful diamonds one of these days. I really do. Tune in next week for episode 4, Friday, 10 a.m., wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see y'all then.